Max had been a taxi driver for 5 years. Night shifts paid better, and the city at night was different, quiet, almost empty. He loved that time. That night was especially calm. 3 in the morning, rain pouring down. The streets glistening under the streetlights. Max was about to end his shift when an order came through. An address on the outskirts, an old neighborhood with 5-story buildings. Nothing unusual. He pulled up to the entrance. A woman came out about 30, and a light coat, with a small suitcase. She got in the back seat and quietly gave an address. Her voice was tired, almost a whisper. "To the train station, please." Max nodded and pulled away. He glanced in the rearview mirror. The woman was looking out the window, her face pale, her eyes red. Been crying, probably. He didn't ask. In taxis, people often stay silent, and that's normal. They drove for about 15 minutes. The rain got heavier, streams of water running down the windshield. Max turned on the music quietly, so it wouldn't be completely silent. The woman didn't move, just stared out the window. And then she spoke. "Do you believe in signs?" Max chuckled. "Well, I don't know. Why?" "Just curious." She paused. "What if someone told you that tonight your whole life would change? Would you believe them?" A strange question. Max shrugged. "Probably not. Life doesn't just change like that." The woman laughed quietly, but somehow sadly. "You're right. It doesn't just change like that." They fell silent again. Max felt a vague sense of unease. Something wasn't right about this passenger. Maybe the tone of her voice, maybe her strange stillness. He glanced in the mirror again and a chill ran down his spine. There was no one in the back seat. Max slammed on the brakes and turned around. Empty. Just a wet spot on the seat, as if someone had been sitting there in wet clothes. His heart was pounding. He got out of the car, opened the back door. Checked, definitely no one. He looked around an empty street. Rain, not a soul. His hands were shaking. He took out his phone, wanting to call. Who? The police? And say what? That a passenger just vanished. Max got back in the car. He breathed deeply, trying to calm down. He must have imagined it. He was tired. He needed to go home, get some sleep. He turned around and started driving back. But not home for some reason. He drove back to the address where he'd picked up the woman. He didn't understand why, but he drove. He pulled up to the entrance and got out. Rain was pouring down like a waterfall. He looked at the windows, all dark. Only on the 3rd floor, a single light was on. And then he saw it. On the wall of the entrance, next to the door, photographs, flowers, candles, extinguished by the rain, an improvised memorial. Max walked closer. A photograph. It was the same woman, young, smiling. Under the photo, a plaque, Anna Morozova, 1990 to 2024. Gone too soon. We remember. We love. The date of death was yesterday. Exactly 24 hours ago. His legs buckled. Max leaned against the wall. He read it again, looked at the photo. It was definitely her. Light coat, same features. Next to it lay a newspaper, soaked from the rain. He picked it up. Local news. A small article. Tragedy at railroad crossing. Last night a woman died after being hit by a train. Identity confirmed, Anna Morozova, 30 years old. According to preliminary data. An accident. The train station. She'd asked to be taken to the train station. Max ran back to his car. He started it, ready to speed away. He had to leave. Just get out of there. But then his phone rang. The work phone, the taxi app. A new order. The same address. The same entrance. Max looked in the rearview mirror. A woman in a light coat was sitting in the back seat, looking at him. And she slowly smiled. "I'm sorry," she said quietly. "I forgot to tell you. Tonight you were also supposed to go to the train station at 7 in the evening. Remember?" Max went cold. He remembered. Last night he was planning to visit his mother in another city. He had a ticket for 7 o'clock. But at the last moment, he canceled, got called in for a shift with good pay. The train left at 7:15. From that very crossing, "You saved me," he whispered. The woman shook her head. "No. I just wanted someone to ride instead of me. At least once." All the way to the end. Max looked ahead. The road led to the station. He was driving, though he didn't remember pressing the gas. And he realized he couldn't stop. His hands wouldn't obey. The car was driving itself. "Don't be afraid," the woman said. "It doesn't hurt. I checked." Ahead, the railroad crossing appeared. The barrier was up. In the distance, the lights of an approaching train. The last thing Max managed to think was that she did warn him about signs, about how his life would change. The next morning, they found a taxi on the tracks. The driver had died instantly. In the car, a wet spot on the back seat and a forgotten women's suitcase. Empty. And at the crossing, where year after year people had died, after that night there wasn't a single accident again. They say that at night you can sometimes see a taxi there with its headlights on. It stands before the barrier and waits, as if it's a warning. But that's just an urban legend, of course.